In this video, I'm going to create a simple nano paludarium to bring some life next to me on my desk. I'll take you through the entire build process and even show you how it looks 100 days later. Now let's get straight into the build. Here's the tank that I'll be using. It's one that I made myself from picture frame glass. I'll leave a link to a video in the description where I show you how to make a tank just like this one. My goal is to create a no-filter paludarium full of plants that are easy to grow and maintain. Before starting on the hardscape, I'm placing inside some thin pieces of foam. This will help protect the glass from the rocks that I'm placing inside next. I'm using these rocks to create a retaining wall that will split the scape in two. The front will be open water and the back will be full of substrate and drainage. With the basic hardscape done, I'm trimming off as much of the foam as I can. This here is some fine filter floss and I'm going to use it to plug the holes in the retaining wall. If I don't plug these holes, drainage and substrate will spill through into the front of the scape and certainly won't look too nice. The white filter floss will be easy enough to hide with moss and plants later. I'm placing in a few smaller stones around the base to allow for a smoother transition to the sand, which is what I'm adding next. On top, I'm pouring in some fine pea gravel, followed by some larger pieces to add a bit more detail. That's the foreground done, and I'm pretty happy with how it's looking so far. This here is some fine leaker, and I'm going to use it to build up the drainage layer behind the retaining wall. This stuff really is ideal due to how lightweight it is. Gravel will work well as an alternative, but it will be quite a bit heavier. The drainage layer needs to be high enough that it won't be fully submerged in the water. If the drainage is too shallow, the water will sit in the substrate and likely cause problems like root rot. For the substrate, I'm simply going to use some sphagnum moss. This stuff is perfect for a build like this one for a few reasons. It handles moisture really well and doesn't break down or rot as easy as many other substrates would. It's also extremely easy to use. There's no mixing or working out parts, simply just place it on top of the drainage layer. With the substrate done, I can now add some more detail to the hardscape. I've got a couple small bits of spiderwood that I think contrast nicely with the rock. After a short while of trial and error, I think they look good here, so it's time to get them glued in place. I'm wedging some tissue between the rock and wood and then soaking it in some liquid type superglue. It dries fast, strong, and is safe to use. With the hardscape done, I'm going to give the tank a good spray down before kicking off the planting with some moss. This here is some Java moss. It's a beginner friendly species that grows great both under and above water. I'm using it to hide the filter floss as well as the glue marks. Next, I want to plant in some Anubias. This is a tough, slow-growing plant that will fit this paludarium perfectly. As it's an epiphyte, I can simply plant it by wedging it in gaps in the hardscape. Similar to the moss, this plant grows great both under and above the water. The next plant that I'm going to add is this Peperomia. It's got these stunning deep ridged leaves with vibrant red stems, and I think it's going to look great inside this setup. I'm planting it into the sphagnum and hopefully it will fill out the space in this corner. Next, I'm going to plant in this Crypt. I pulled this out one of my aquariums, so it's currently in its underwater state. Over the next few weeks, it's going to change slightly as it adjusts to growing above the water. This is a smaller species of Crypt that I'm going to plant into the sand, growing under the water. I think a few of these spread out through the foreground will add some nice detail. After a quick spray to keep the plants hydrated, I'm going to add some springtails. These tiny bugs will help keep the ecosystem clean by eating things like mold and decaying matter. I'm placing some paper towel on top of the sand to stop the water from disrupting it too much. Now that it's filled up with water, I can get it in place on my desk. This is a clip-on USB desk lamp that should be perfect for a build this size. Now all that's left to do is to turn the light on and let the ecosystem grow. The Paludarium is now over 100 days old and I think it's looking great. All the plants have got plenty new growth, which is really encouraging to see. My favourite has got to be the Peperomia with its stunning deep ridged leaves. Newly grown leaves have this stunning red coloration which slowly fades as they mature. The moss is doing well, although it does look a little bit stretched out and leggy. This type of growth is expected with Java moss, but the low power of the light has played a role too. Some of the older Anubias leaves have been struggling, but there's been plenty of new growth to replace them. Living under the water, there's a small group of these tiny snails. I didn't introduce these, so they must have hitchhiked on some of the plants that I added. Nevertheless, I'm glad to have them in here and they work hard at keeping the glass nice and clean. The snails aren't the only creature thriving inside this setup. The tiny springtails have been doing really well and their population has grown quite nicely. There's always a good number of them walking and jumping across the water, which is really quite amusing to watch. I'm really pleased with how this Paludariums came together. I think there's something so relaxing about having a small ecosystem right next to you whilst you work, especially when you can take a short break to peer inside.